presents Denture Repair. Today's project is Denture Repair, and this is how we're gonna do this project. Okay, I made this video for you guys because I'm not here today, but you guys will be able to make it through. So Mr. Denture Rodriguez breaks the denture, and he comes to the office with a broken denture. What do? You need to be able to fix this problem. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to see if this denture if the fracture kind of like we can put it together. And most of the time, the way these things break, you can pretty much find a good tight spot where you can glue it back together. So the first step is we're gonna use some super glue. Super glue takes a little longer to set, but I want you guys to try to glue it back exactly the way it goes. If you don't happen to find or to be able to glue it the way it is, this project is not going to work. So if you're not able to do it, break it again until you get a good tight fit of how the denture is. Once you get that, you spray it. You use that super glue accelerator that it's on the front podium, so you can super glue this thing back together. Once we have it like that, you will get one scoop. Okay, that's how you're gonna have it. Then you will get this putty mix that Mr. Larry has a whole bunch right there. You take one scoop of each and mix it. And just like you make the matrix on preclinical fix for Dr. Yu, we're gonna make a matrix or a cast to make like a matrix to make the repair of this denture. So we mix it, and the key, guys, this material takes up to between 7 to 10 minutes to fully set. So I want you to put it in. Use one of these suck down sheets that you have there in the lab. So you're gonna press it down to the table, but it's not getting stuck to the table. You'll see in the video as it's coming in. Right now, I want you to cover all the ridge. Pretty much what we're making is a cast, kind of like the remount casts, but you know, all this is made out of putty. And this is what I'm talking about, these A+ suck downs. And then you're gonna press it down, and then you let it, you don't touch it anymore. You let it there, okay? Once it sets, then we'll be able to trim the excess off. So, and this is, let it sit for 7 to 10 minutes, and this is what we have, okay? Once you get these, then you will be able to take that out, okay? 5 to 7 minutes, even more if you need to, okay? Don't take your time. Then we're gonna take, you can see where the fracture is at, right? We did it just fine. And then I'm gonna take this denture out. Now I have a model or a cast where I can glue it back together with some methyl methacrylate or denture repair material. I want to trim the excess of it so the denture will sit in and out freely without any interferences. And that's why I need to trim it with a blade and kind of like make a cast again. Okay? Make sure you get the lingual portion off as well. And based on this, we're gonna use this as a scaffold to repair this denture. So now this denture, you know, fits firmly, fits tight, and I got a good scaffold to where I can rely on when I pour up the new denture repair material. Now with a Sharpie, I want to trace where the fracture was. And if you see, I'm kind of like stitching with the Sharpie the area. Be generous of where the fracture area and the surroundings, because on the next step you will be grinding off all this pink material, and the more you grind off, the more you're gonna have to replace it with this denture replace or this material. It's time to mark it. It's time to grind it, guys. Be generous. Take a lot of it. I want you guys to really grinding all these off. I want new base. Remember, everything that I'm grinding off right now, it will be substitute. It will be replaced with this new denture base material. So the more you put in, the more will bond into the existing denture, and the strongest or the stronger this denture will get. If you put just a little bit of it with a single drop, if the patient drops it again, it's gonna break. So don't be too conservative on this area. Just grind it, and if you feel that you need to grind more, mark it and grind more. If you see, I'm even perforating the area, because I want to grind also the intaglio of it. And because the denture material, the denture repair material it's kind of like the jet acrylic when you're relining the tooth in fix. Well, we're gonna be relining this one as well, using that putty matrix as a base or as a scaffold. So I keep going. I want you guys to spend time grinding and grinding and grinding. And if you need to grind more, grind more. Right now, I'm just going to finish up erasing all the Sharpie marks so I can get a good, even, nice colored denture repair material in this base. If you happen to have a darker denture, we do not have in the lab for this project different colors. Even though now in the clinic or in the market, we have different colors for different denture. We have different colors of denture repair material, so don't worry about it. Now if you see it, now I see a space between the residual ridge and the denture itself, and I see that there is a lot of acrylic missing now, right? Well, it's time for us to mix this denture repair material, evaluate the trimming, and make sure you have enough space for the new material to come, right? Now it's time to get the denture repair material. You will have it there. Larry and Suleiman and all my super team has everything ready for you guys upstairs. I want you to fill up a cup with a few scoops. Well, that's not a scoop, you know, a little bit of that denture replace powder. And then I want you to get some liquid. So you're gonna make a mixture. Now, guys, this mixture takes time to set. So you guys have time. Just make a nice runny mixture, leave it there, and it's gonna give you about 5 to 7 minutes of working time. Remember, all these materials are affected by the cold or the heat. So if it's a cold day, it's gonna take a little bit longer. Now, I want you guys to use the rest of the monomer or pour up a little bit more of the monomer. Monomer is the liquid, guys, remember. Monomer and the powder. And take some monomer, and I want you to start wetting. Wetting meaning putting a lot of, not a lot, some of this monomer onto the areas that will be receiving this new denture-based material. And the only thing this does is just creates a better surface area to receive this material. Now, this is being done at the same time, so don't rush it. It's you still have enough time to work with this. Okay, make sure everything fits fine. Make sure you have everything ready. And once this material starts to get in this consistency where it's not that runny anymore, I'm gonna put it on the intaglio of the repair of the broken area, and then put it in. As you know, now it's taking the shape of the residual ridge, and the excess, I'm just gonna start blending it into the denture. If you see, guys, the most important thing is that every time you're touching this acrylic, this mixture, I always wet my fingers with more monomer. That way, look, that way, my finger doesn't get, my fingers don't get all sticky with this mixture. And I can blend it in, and I can kind of like move it in and out, and you know, kind of like blend it with the existing denture. Remember, these materials will chemically bond at some point, so it's gonna become one material at some point whenever these finish the polymerization phase. So I keep working with it, you know, always making sure I'm using some liquid to blend it in, and if you see, it pretty much becomes one material. I don't want you to go on the incisal edges, but you can go onto the lingual aspect of it for sure, no problem at all. Then after that, you can also go into the buccal. I'm just making sure I'm not touching those incisal edges, and at this point I pretty much can do whatever I want because it's still very, very, very nice and easy to work with. All right, so as I keep going doing this, and this is getting, you know, in a much better situation. Now on the front part, on the buccal part, I'm gonna, you know, again lubricate my bonding areas and then get more material in it. As I put it in there, then I get my fingers wet again with the monomer, and it's basically, guys, what I want you guys to get the experience of how to use this denture repair material. Now remember, this acrylic, this is a methyl methacrylate or a PMMA material, right? So this PMMA material will be affected by the temperature. So if you guys, whenever you're ready, you can always put it in a pressure pot, or you can always put it on hot water, and this would speed up the process. Speeding up the process means that the monomer will evaporate a little bit faster and will create, or will make, the polymerization process faster. Remember, this will go under an exothermic reaction. So you have to be mindful that these things are going to get a little hot. So that's why we do it outside of the patient's mouth. Once it's ready, once it's nice and steady, it's ready to go to the hot water and pressure pot. It doesn't really have to go to a pressure pot because we only have one pressure pot. But if you guys want to speed up the process, a good hot water that you can get in the wet lab, if you let the hot water run, it gets pretty hot. So just leave it there for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and these will be ready to go in a little bit, in about 10 minutes. Now, after this, we'll take it out, and it's gonna be nice and hot and steady and polymerized. And the only thing you have to do now, it's like finish up a denture again. You will start trimming it back, polish it, and get it ready for final sign up. You've done this already a few times, right? Where you just finish it up just like if you were getting it back from the lab a few weeks ago. Now, for today, what I need you guys to finish is this whole project, okay? Make sure you get it signed, make sure you get it checked out from one of the instructors, and I see you guys back after Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Adios. Salud.